Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Kaylee and today's class is a 60-minute spicy full body Pilates flow using the magic circle as a prop. I'm so excited for this class. This is the first one that I'm posting using the magic circle, and it gives such a juicy, deep, satisfying burn. Like I said, this will be a full body workout, and using the prop will give you the maximum feeling of this class as I sequenced it. But if you don't have any equipment, that is okay. I'll give modifications throughout. And you could try to modify with a yoga block and a mini Pilates ball. If you have those, keep them close by. If you are new to my classes, I am classically trained in mat Pilates, but I teach in a little bit more of a contemporary, nuanced way. I like to sequence my classes to music because I love music myself, and I think that it is such an amazing component of a class. So if I am counting down, I'm usually counting the beats of the music rather than the reps of the exercise that we're doing. So if you've gotten confused in the past, that is why I've gotten some comments, so I just wanted to clear that up a little bit. If you are a Pilates purist, this might not be your jam, but I invite you to try it. It's going to be a little bit more challenging than some other mat Pilates classes that you've tried, and I hope that you do enjoy it. There's a Spotify playlist down below if you want to do the class to music as I sequenced it, but totally an option if you don't feel like listening to music, that is okay as well. All right, let's finally get started with a stretch and a tabletop. Coming to hands and knees as you are ready. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, spread the fingers wide. Find a neutral spine to start and think about reaching the crown of the head forward and the tailbone back, lengthening the spine, and then on your inhale, start to drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze, cow pose, stretching the anterior chain or the front side of the body, and then exhale, tuck, round, push into the hands, cat, rounding through the back body, stretching the posterior chain. Inhale for your cow, and exhale for your cat. A couple more like that. Starting to warm up the spine, the core. As with most Pilates classes, we will be doing lots of core work. So warming up this part of the body is super important. Let's take one more round. And then come back to a neutral table. Take the right hand behind the back of the head, and then start to inhale, rotate, open, find a twist. On your exhale, take your right elbow to tap the inside of your left wrist. Inhale, open back out, rotate. Exhale, curl in, tap right elbow, left wrist. One more time like that. Inhale to open, and exhale, rotate, tap. Inhale to open, final time, and then reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. Make a fist with your right hand and roll out your wrist a few times. We will be on the wrists a little bit during class, so breathing into them. And then release the right hand down when you are ready. Let's switch sides. Left hand comes behind the back of the head, elbow is bent. Inhale, push into your right hand to start to rotate. Left elbow to the sky, opening through the chest. And then exhale, left elbow to right wrist, tap it. Inhale to open back out. Exhale, curl it in, round. Final time, inhale to open, and exhale to close. Inhale to open, hold it there, and then reach the left arm all the way to the sky. Make a fist and start to roll out your left wrist. Switching directions of that circle. And then release the left hand back down to the mat. Tuck the toes under, take a deep breath in. Breath out to send the hips back, downward facing dog. Let's take movement right away. Pedal it out. Right knee that bends, then left knee bends. Push into the hands to lift the hips to the sky. Let the head hang heavy. Feeling this traction, lengthening through the spine. And the opening along the backside of the legs. And then both heels melt towards the mat. If the knees or if the hamstrings feel a little bit tight today, start to bend into the knees a little bit. And then let's walk the hands one at a time all the way to the back of the mat for a fold. On your next inhale, let the arms be super heavy. Roll one vertebra at a time all the way up to stand. Head, neck, last thing to come up. Once you arrive, sweep the arms up to the sky, grow taller. Drop the hands down by the sides. Let the chin tuck in towards the chest and round one vertebra at a time, all the way back down to that fold. Again, like that, inhale, arms are heavy by the sides. Come all the way up one vertebra at a time, pushing into the feet to stand. Head, neck, last thing to come up. Sweep the arms up at the top. Release the arms down by the sides. Start to tuck the chin into the chest, roll one vertebra at a time. Come on down. Last time through that. Inhale to stand. Reach the arms up. Drop the arms down by the sides. Chin towards chest, roll one vertebra at a time. And now walk it out to a high plank, one hand at a time. Wrists under shoulders, charge up through the legs. Think about spinning the inner thighs to the sky ever so slightly. Push into the hands, protract through the shoulders, pull the belly button to the spine. Take a deep breath in. On the breath out, start to lower all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes and then take the hands to grab your circle. Place it in front of you, and one side of the padding is down on the mat. The other side is up to the sky, placing your hands onto it. Tuck the chin into the chest, let the forehead rest. The arms are straight with a soft bend in the elbows. On the inhale, we'll lift to a cobra shape. Push into the feet. Up for 2, down for 2. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So as you lift, you naturally press into the circle. And as you lower, you release that tension. If you don't have a circle, you're finding a regular cobra shape with the hands underneath the shoulders. If you have a Pilates ball, a small ball, the arms are extended like so, and you're doing the same movement with the ball. Here's 4, 3, let's hold it lifted, 2, and 1, hold it lifted, just press into that circle. If you have the ball, you're pressing into the ball. If the hands are on the mat, you're in a regular cobra, you're just finding a tiny lift. Good. Couple more. Here's 4, then we flip onto our back. We'll keep the circle in 3, in 2, in 1. All right, lower down, grab that circle, and then start to flip over onto your back. Take that circle right above the ankles, so each pad is resting on your inner shin. Take the arms down by the sides. Just squeeze that circle. Squeeze, squeeze. Your knees are over your hips. Your toes are either pointed or flexed, whatever feels better in your body. Start to feel your inner thighs light up. Squeeze, squeeze. Can you press your low back towards the mat? Not so much that you're bringing the spine fully into flexion, so there's still a tiny little space underneath, but you're correcting any of that arching through the front body. Ribs towards hips. Good. Couple more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that squeeze. Now let's reach forward with the fingers, and then as you lay back, take the hands behind the head, elbows go wide. Reach forward with the fingers, lay back, hands behind the head. Reach, lay back. Good. Reach, lay back, belly button in towards the spine. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Beautiful. 4 counts. 3, 2, we hold head, neck, and shoulders up, arms long. Right here, Pilates hundreds, pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale, palms pressing down, like there's something right underneath you that you're tapping and pressing into. Good. Head, neck, and shoulders lifted. Option to stay here or reach the legs long to the diagonal. You got it. Pump, pump. Pump, pump. Final push. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Pull the knees into the chest. Great work. Grab that circle, put it off to one side, and then let's roll back to a tabletop shape. So, circle is going underneath the hips here. I like it right at the low belly. And depending on your body, this might not work for you. You can do this whole sequence without anything. So if you don't have the circle, just a regular tabletop shape. And if you have another prop, leave them to the side for now. All right, so if you have that circle, it's right underneath your hips. So it's along the low belly. We'll extend one leg at a time, starting right. And then lower it back down and switch. Left. So the core is engaging to keep that circle where it is as you extend the leg. And the circle is serving more as a reminder to keep the spine neutral as we move. Good. Reach it long, lower. Beautiful. Couple more. You got it. All right, next time, right leg is long, hold it there. Find a push-up. Down for 2 and up for 2. Lower, lift, good. Bend, extend. Core engaged. Elbows are going back to the diagonal like you're making an A with the arms. Good. Bend, extend. Shoulders go down elbow height. Yes. Right leg stays strong, active. Couple more. 4 counts. 3. Let's hold the elbows bent. Right here, tiny pulses. 8, 7, hello arms. 6, 5, 4. We do one more set of those in 3, 2, 1. Press up, lower down. Press up, lower down. Good. The circle is still underneath your hips. And you'll notice if you start to roll over to your left side a little bit, which is the tendency in this shape, the right side of the circle will start to pop off. Can you keep the hips square, so right hip rolling down, so the circle is flat on the mat? Good. All right, one more time. We hold it down, little pulses. In 2, in 1, hold it down, tiny pulses. Breathing. We switch the circle behind the right knee in 4, 3, 2, 1. Right here, press up. Drop the right knee to transition. Grab that circle. Place one side of the padding right above your ankle, so it will rest sort of on the heel, the back of the foot. And then the other part, you can tuck the toes to get it there if that is helpful. Actually, keep them untucked to get it there. And then the other part is underneath your right glute. So squeezing it there, holding it with tension so that it doesn't fly away. We lift up and down, up and down. Good. So you might need to readjust. It might feel a little bit funky. If you don't have the circle, you have a Pilates ball. You can put it behind the right knee. You could also do this with no equipment at all. Same exact movements. Good. Up and down. Lift and lower. So strong. Up and down. Beautiful. Lift and lower. I'm definitely feeling my right glute. Soft bend in the elbows. Core bracing, so continuing to bring your ribs towards your hips. All right, let's add a little curl at the top. We'll squeeze the heel in. So we go up curl and lower. Yes. Little squeeze, squeeze. Now I'm starting to feel it even more through the hamstring. Squeeze. It's a tiny squeeze. Up, down. And again, if you don't have equipment, you do that same exact movement, including the squeeze. If you have a ball, you're squeezing the ball at the top. You got it. Here's 8. 6. We hold it lifted. We're going to come down to our left forearm. Take it parallel to the top of the mat. Open the hips. Right here. Keep the leg lifted. Left forearm goes to the top of the mat. Parallel, so it's the other way. Right hand is next to the left hand, and then start to open up through your hips. Take tiny circles with your right knee. Good. Continuing to hold on that circle. Spicy, spicy. I know I'm right there with you. Circle, circle. Tiny, tiny. Circle, circle. So now your hips are open a little bit more. Can you keep that bracing sensation in the core? Yes. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch that circle, other direction. Circle, circle. And in Pilates, we want to keep the rest of the body, especially our torso, our trunk, our core, super stable no matter what the rest of the body is doing. So can you brace? Push into the hands, push into the left elbow to keep the rest of the body still. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come on down, grab that circle. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do that on the other side. So, same exact sequence, just on the left. We'll start with the alternating legs, so placing the circle right in front of your knees, underneath your belly. Extend left leg, lower down and switch. Right leg and lower. Whew, feel the difference between the sides when you extend the leg. The right leg feels very heavy to extend back right now. Lower and lift. Finding your core engagement. Your gaze should be just slightly forward at the top of the mat, keeping a long cervical spine or neck. Good. Reach and lower. Back, forward. You got it. We hold the left leg back. Next time we're there, hold it back. Find your push-up down and up. Good. Lower and lift. Your upper arms are making an A shape, so they're going back at a diagonal. Press into the hands to lift back up to straight arms. Keep the core working, and the left leg strong behind you. Inhale to lower, exhale to press up. Good. You got it. Up and down. Whew. Shoulders, they are feeling it. Next time, let's hold it down, tiny pulses. Little dips. Dip, 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 dip. All right, one more set. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up, lower down. Whew. Give yourself a moment of pause when you straighten the arms. A little built-in rest. You got it. This is the most arm-heavy part of class, so keep breathing. If it feels really challenging, of course, honor your body and take a break as you need to. But it's up to you to discern when you're just feeling a little bit uncomfortable and you can do a couple more reps. and when you actually need to take that break. A lot of times the mind tells us that we can't do something a lot faster than the body does. All right, let's hold it low, little pulses. Dip, dip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Press back up. Great work. Take that circle, place it at your left heel, left ankle, and then underneath your left glute. Lift the foot to squeeze it there. Make sure it feels stable. Now you can readjust throughout. Hands plant. Keep that pulling in action. Let's lift it. Up and down. Good. Lift and lower. Beautiful. Your hips are square. Your core is engaged. If your wrists are feeling a little bit sore or sensitive, you can walk the hands forward a little bit more, lessen the angle on the wrists. You could also drop to the forearms. Same exact movement in the lower body, but giving yourself a break in the upper body. Totally depends how you feel in this moment. And knowing that I'm here to give you a guide, suggestions as we move, but ultimately you know your body better than anyone else in this world. So shift and move and shape the movements however feels best for you. Listening to your inner guide, your intuition. Good. All right, should we add that squeeze? Let's do it. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Whew. This is where it really starts to get spicy. Up, squeeze, down. Yes. Lift, lower. Oh my goodness. You got it. My circle feels like it's slipping a little bit, and knowing that you can readjust as you need to throughout this sequence. But to minimize the circle slipping out, really keep that curling in action. Even when you lower, you're still pulling your heel up towards your glute. Good. Lift, lower. All right, we keep it lifted. Come down to the right forearm. Circle it out right here. Keep it lifted. Right forearm comes down. Open the hips. Take those circles. Tiny, tiny with the left knee. You're curling the heel in towards the glute still. You're circling. The upper body stays still. Circle, circle. Yes. Circle, circle. Your hips are stacked. You're pressing into your right elbow and left hand. Good. All right, switch that circle. Other direction. Oh my goodness. So spicy. Keep breathing. We're almost there. Final push. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Great work. All right, let's give the glutes a break. Flip over into a seat. Extend the legs forward. Take the circle into the hands. Reach it forward. We're going to lean back. If you need to, you can bend the knees for a little bit more support and stability. Otherwise, point the toes, legs straighten together. We lean back to the diagonal, find a C curve in the spine, hollowing out ribs towards hips, and then lift back up, straight spine. Lower down and lift. You're holding the circle, a gentle squeeze to keep the upper body engaged. Yes. Good. All right, let's add on to this. As we come back, we're going to reach arms overhead. Let's do it right here. So we go back to the diagonal, reach the arms up over the head, reach the arms back forward, then lift. Up, down, and lift. Good. Rounding through the back body as you lower, and then lengthening through the spine as you lift. So, so good. You got this. All right, let's hold it back. Just the arms. So we reach up and down. Really ground into your heels. Reach up and down. Good. Reach and lower. Let's add a rotation to this in between each time. So we reach up, we reach back forward, rotate over to the right, reach it back forward, lift it up. Reach it forward, rotate over to the left. So you're keeping the diagonal. You're just starting to rotate, pull the elbow back, spin the chest towards the circle, reach forward, lift back up. You're staying at your diagonal the whole time. If you don't have the circle, you have the Pilates ball in your hand, or you're reaching the arms out in front of you. Good. Rotate and lift. Beautiful. Couple more, then we're gonna switch it up. In 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, keep that circle overhead. Now come back up to that straight spine and then start to fold over the legs. Inhale to lift back up and exhale to fold over the legs. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale to fold over the legs, rounding through the spine. 2 more times. Feeling my shoulders, core. That hamstring stretch feels very nice after that last sequence. All right, now pull the circle back to the chest. Start to lean back to the diagonal and then bend the knees in. You can stay right here or float the legs up to a boat pose, half teaser shape. Pulling the knees together, the feet together. Pointing the toes, holding at that half or at that diagonal shape. Scooping belly button in towards spine. From here, we're going to reach the circle up overhead and then pull the knees into the chest, thread the feet through the circle, extending into a full boat. Pull the knees back into the chest and lift the circle back up to the sky. Knees are bent. So we pull the knees in, thread through the circle, pull the knees in, and extend up to the sky. One more time. Pull it in, extend. And up to the sky. All right, pull it in, extend, and then hold there. Take the calves onto the inside pads, dropping through the forearms behind you, pressing out into your circle. Pull the knees into the chest, then reach long. Just a couple here. Pull the knees into the chest, reach long. Pull the knees into the chest, reach long, pressing out into your circle. Pull in, reach. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Step the feet down as you press back up. Grab that circle and let's come up to stand. Our only standing sequence. Widen through the feet, heels in, toes out, so you're in a wide second shape. Place the circle, one padded side onto your right thigh. The other pad has your right hand, left hand to hip, little press down into the circle. So working on a little bit of shoulders. You'll feel your inner thighs start to light up. Your quads, stay low in the legs. Spine straight and stack, so shoulders over hips. Pull your low ribs in. Keep that bracing sensation in the core. Good. I am sweating. Press, press. Deep breaths. Press, press. Let's add a dip in the hips as we press right here. Push, push. Good. Push, push. Oh my goodness. Hello, thighs. You got this. Push, push. Good. Here's 4, 3. If you don't have a circle, you have that ball, or you're just doing the dip. 2, 1. All right, hold it low. Now let's take that circle into the hands. Press both palms into your circle, and then rotate into a lunge. So left leg is straight, right knee is bent. You have the circle or your ball in the hands. Let's find a dip. Down and up. Bending through the back knee, lifting. Bend, extend, good. All right, let's add a squeeze on the circle as we lower. So you're squeezing, feeling the chest start to work. Good, squeeze and lift. Oh my goodness, squeeze and lift, you got it. Down, up. Whew. Deep breaths. Up, down. All right, let's add on to this. When we come back up, we're gonna pull the left knee into the chest, come to a standing balance. The circle will go overhead right here. So we go bend, come up, pull the left knee into the chest, arms reach overhead, come back to your lunge, squeeze that circle, bend the left knee, lift up. Good, breathing, gazing at one point in front of you to keep your balance. You got it. Up, down, lift, lower. Good. Up, down, lift, lower. Almost there. 4, 3. We hold it low in 2. In 1, hold it low. Now drop to your left knee, untuck your toes. Put that circle down for a moment and just find a lunge to a half split shape. Stretching through the right leg, breathing into it before we move on to the other side. And then land your right foot, lift the arms up to the sky. You could grab your circle for support, put it down next to your right hand, lift the left arm up to the sky, and then lean over, stretching through your left hip flexor, side body, breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. All right. Grab that circle. Come all the way up to stand. Let's do that second side. Feet wide, heels in, toes out. Place that circle on your left thigh now. Right hand to hip, just that press. Push, push. Like I said, if you don't have a circle, you're either pressing into your Pilates ball, so it'll be a little bit lower towards your leg. You could also try with a yoga block if you don't have a ball, or both hands to the hips. Just find a dip through this whole sequence. Press, press, good. Spine straight. Stay low in the legs. Push, push, push. Push, push. You got it. All right, should we add that dip? As we press, the hips go down. Into 1, push. Little dip, dip. Feeling left shoulder. Press, press. Good. Press, press. Whoo! Thighs are feeling it. Press, press. 8, 7, 6. We transfer to that lunge. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Right here. All right, stay low. Take that into your hands, either ball or circle. Start to turn towards your left leg. Right leg straightens behind you, heel is lifted, spine straight. We lower, push into your circle. Straighten the right leg to lift. Lower, lift, good. Lower, lift. Try to do this movement from your back leg, bending, extending, down and up. Whoo. Bend, extend, you got it. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Beautiful. We'll add on soon. Couple more. Lift and lower. All right, next time we lower, squeeze. As you lift, pull the right knee into the chest, extend the arms overhead, extend the circle or the ball overhead. Lower back down to your lunge, lift back up. Breathing as you move. The circle comes with you. If that's just too much for your balance today, you could modify by just pulling the knee into the chest, keeping the circle where it is. Up, down, you got it. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, hold it low, then drop to your right knee. Put that circle off to the side a couple times. Shift forward, back, forward, back. You got it. Forward, back. Stretching through left hamstring. All right, then come back to your low lunge. Take the left hand on the circle to your side. Reach the right arm up overhead and then lean towards your left, stretching through your right side. Hip flexor, obliques, down into the hip. When you're ready, come on back up and let's transition to our left side. All right, to set this up, a little bit funky. We're gonna have the circle like so at one end of the mat. To keep it there, take your left shin onto that pad so that it stays exactly where it is. From there, you can lower yourself all the way down onto your left side. Left hand rests at the side of the head, and then the right leg goes onto the top pad. Point both feet. We're gonna start by just pressing down with the right leg. Press, press. So you want sort of a gentle press. So it's not gonna make the circle wobble, but you will start to feel it in your inner thighs, maybe into your top hip. Good. Little press, press. You could put your hand there if you like that tactile feeling of the muscle doing this work. Press, press, press. So our adductors are actually the one doing this work. Eventually we will lift the top leg as well, which is abduction. So that will be our outer glutes doing the work. Good. Press, press, press. All right, should we add that top leg? Slow and controlled right here. So we start with the press down and then keep that circle where it is with the bottom leg. Lift the right leg up to the sky. Lower it back down. Press into your circle and then lift it back up. Lower it down. Press and lift. Good. So it's just that top range movement. Our right leg is already about hip height when it has the circle. And then we're just lifting a couple inches, centimeters, whatever it is, up from there. Good. I'm starting to feel my top glute for sure. Yes. You got it. Down, squeeze, and lift. Keep breathing. And check in with your hips here. The tendency is to roll back and let the chest open, the hips open. Can you continue to roll your right hip forward, lifting the top leg from there, and feel so much more action comes from your glutes. Good. All right, we're gonna switch to inner thighs soon. First, we'll find a pulse at our highest point, right here. Right leg, tiny, tiny lift. Oh my God. This is always killer for me. Feeling it so, so much in my right hip. Up and up, lift and lift. All right, to transition, we're gonna take the right foot, right ankle, back onto the circle, and then we're gonna transition to lifting through the bottom leg. So the top leg will hold the circle where it is in place. In 3, 2, 1. All right, put that foot there. Make sure it's stable. So you're not pressing down too much so that it's gonna wobble everywhere, but you're keeping it upright. And then push into your right hand, start to lift the left leg up towards the right, and then lower it back down. Lift up and lower. So now we're working through the bottom inner thigh. And we're also still working through the top leg because it's stabilizing the circle there. You'll feel it maybe into your right obliques. Up and down. Good. You got it. Lift, lower. Up and down. Gentle squeeze. Lift, lower. All right, let's keep it lifted at its highest point. A little pulse right here. Tiny, tiny lifts. Try to get your left thigh off of the mat. Whew. Lift, 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 lift. Try to keep your top leg really straight. And still lift, 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 lift. Last push. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Whew, awesome job. All right, you can let that circle fall down as we transition. Press yourself up and then roll to your other side. Same thing to get into this side. Put that circle down at the other end of the mat, or you can flip over as long as you can still see me. And then position your right shin onto it so that it stays stable as you move down onto your right side. Once you're there, right hand behind the back of the head, left leg long. Little pulses into the circle with the left leg. Press, press. Both toes are pointed. Press, press. There is the option to flex the foot instead, especially if you feel cramping happening in the feet. Sometimes pointing the foot can trigger a little spasm or muscle tension in the bottom of the feet. So not a big deal if you need to flex instead, or keep the feet relaxed. All right, same thing. Starting to feel this in the legs, knowing the intensity will build throughout this sequence. So maybe just enjoying this moment that feels maybe a little bit easier. Press, 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 press. And your bottom leg, your right leg, is holding the circle in place. So you're gently pressing into it. Good. All right, here's 4, 3. Let's lift the top leg, then press into the circle. So we go press and lift, press and lift. Good. Your left hand is in front for support. Up and down. You got it. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Up and down. Whew. Keep pressing your bottom leg into the circle to keep it stable. Check in with your hips. Are they stacked? Your shoulders, your core, is it engaged? Up and down. Oh my goodness. Feeling it so, so much in my left glute. There is truly nothing like side-lying glutes. It always gets me up and down. Just like any other movement in this class, When your body signals to take a break, you honor that. Up and down. Knowing that taking a break or modifying a shape doesn't mean you are lesser, doesn't mean you're doing it wrong or you're not good enough. It actually means that you know how to listen to your body, you know how to honor it. And when we take a break and then come back to a movement, our form, our alignment will be so much better because the muscles will have that little bit of rest to work from. So think of it as something beneficial rather than negative. All right, let's find that pulse right here. Tiny lifts, up and up, lift and lift. Whoo. Lift and lift. You got it. The left leg goes onto the circle in 4, 3, 2, 1. Right here. All right. Left leg onto the circle, not pressing down so much, but enough to keep it there. Then right leg comes up to meet it. Lower it down. Lift it up and lower. Good. Like you're trying to take the inner thighs together. Maybe they do touch, maybe not. Totally depends on the anatomy of your body. But you want that energetic pulling in towards the midline. That's what's going to fire up our adductors. You got it. We're almost there. Lift and lower. Up and down. Lift and lower. Up and down. All right. Tiny lifts at the top right here. Lift, lift. So you're trying to hover the right thigh up off the mat. Lift, 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 lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. You can let that circle fall down and then grab it in the hands. Lay onto your back. Let's take the circle in between the inner thighs to finish out our thigh burn. So the toes together, the knees are wide in a diamond shape. Hands come behind the back of the head, elbows go wide. Let's find a crunch to start. 2 counts. Up and down 2 counts. So a slow crunch, slow lower. Up and down, good. Lift and lower. So without even pressing into the circle, you'll feel that in your inner thighs. Down, up. If you don't have the circle, you are going to either place the ball, a yoga block, or nothing in between the thighs. Crunch up and lower down. Again, pressing low back towards the mat, just enough to undo any rounding in the front of the spine. All right, let's add that squeeze on the circle. Crunch squeeze and lower. Crunch squeeze and lower. Whoo! You got it. Lift and lower. Elbows stay wide. You're gazing straight up to the sky. Chin is away from the chest. All right, let's hold it up. Little pulse, little crunch right here. Lift, lift. Oh my goodness, this is so challenging. Lift, lift. Tiny squeeze, little crunch up. 8, 7, 6, 5. We lay back in 4. Reverse crunch. Legs stay exactly as they are. In 3, 2, 1, right here. Lay back, arms down by the sides. Lift the hips and lower. Lift the hips and lower. Oh my goodness. My inner thighs are on fire. You got it. Option to add a toe tap and then lift. Toe tap, lift. Keep that rib to hip connection. Good. Last push. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. All right, grab that circle, place it in the hands. Our final sequence before we stretch. Plant the feet flat on the mat. Extend the arms up overhead. Squeeze into that circle a little bit, and then reach the arms back to a diagonal. We'll just start with bending the elbows. So you bend down and up. Little tricep extension. Squeezing that circle as much as you possibly can to get the triceps fired up. And instead of gripping onto the circle, think about just pressing the palms into it to really get that burn going. Your spine is nice and neutral. Your feet are planted. We'll eventually add a bridge lift to this. So as we extend the arms, hips lift up right here. Lift and lower, hips up and down. Good. Keeping that squeeze. Feel your core working, your legs, your glutes, hamstrings, inner thighs. Good. Up and down. Lift and lower. Beautiful work. Up and down. Lower and lift. I'm definitely feeling my arms. I hope you are too. All right, let's keep it lifted. So the hips will be up, the arms will be straight. We'll just squeeze into the circle right here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So if you don't have a circle, you're either doing this with a ball or your block in the hands, or you're doing it with no equipment at all. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let out a pulse in the hips. Tiny lift. Up and up. Lift and lift. All right. Final part of this sequence. Stay with me. I know you can do it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Here's 4, 3. We're going to lower the hips back down. Take the legs to a tabletop. Into. In 1 right here. Okay, hips go down, arms stay where they are. Keep that squeeze. Legs come up to a tabletop. Pull the inner thighs, the knees, the toes together. Inhale to extend the circle up overhead, arms overhead. And then exhale, crunch towards the right. Lift the left shoulder up off of the mat. Inhale to extend, arms circle overhead. Exhale to crunch over to the left. Finishing our core work with this rotation working into transverse obliques. Squeezing the circle still, feeling that in the arms, the chest, and trying to keep the lower body as still as you possibly can as you move. Good. All right, next time we're over to the right. Let's hold it there, extend the legs out and in. Extend and bend, extend and bend, extend and bend, switching sides. Take it over to the left. Extend and bend, extend and bend. You got it. Out, in, out, in. Last one. Extend and bend, and then lower all the way back down. Great work. All right, for a moment, you can keep the circle just on the belly or put off to the side. Arms come down by the sides, breathing into the belly, the heart space. And exhale to let it go. Maybe roll out the wrists here. And then when you're ready, grab that circle. Extend the right leg up to the sky and take the right foot onto one of the pads, your right hand to the other. Flex the right toes and then point them a few times, noticing how that changes the sensation of stretch in the legs. Keep the foot flexed as long as that feels okay in your body, and then start to pull the leg a little bit closer. Maybe you extend the left leg long. You could also take left hand up to the circle as well for a little bit more stability. And know that this doesn't have to be the deepest stretch you've ever taken. Let it feel good. If you can go farther, you can walk the hands up to the sides of the circle, as long as the shoulders can stay grounded. And then as you're ready, take your right hand back to the pad, left arm out to a T, and then start to open the right leg towards the right, stretching through the right inner thigh. And then coming back through center, switching left hand to the circle, opening the right arm out and finding a twist with an extended leg. If this is too much, you can also bend the knees. Of course, if you don't have a circle, you're holding on to the leg or the foot. And then gently pulling back through center. Step the right foot down and we'll switch sides. Left leg goes straight up to the sky. Flex and point the toes a few times. You can do one hand or both hands on the circle, whatever feels best. I like to keep my foot flexed, holding there if you would like, or putting the foot in any other variation, pointed, relaxed, that feels good. Shoulders are heavy, right leg is extending long, as long as that feels stable in your body, and gently drawing left leg closer to the body. Knowing this side might feel totally different than the other. I know it does in my body. So maybe that means you ease up a little bit. Maybe that means you go a little deeper. You decide for you in this moment. If you would like to go deeper, you can walk the hands up the circle or the leg, as long as the shoulders are grounded and stable. And then take your left hand to the circle, right arm out by the side, open the left leg to the left. And then moving through center and switching right hand to the circle. Find your extended twist option to bend the knees for lesser sensation. And then when you're ready, pulling back into center. You can put that circle off to the side, pull the knees into the chest, and rock up to a seat. Let's find a few side bends before we finish. Right hand down, left arm sweeps by the ear, and then lift and switch. Last time to the left. And then coming back through center. Great, great work. I hope you loved this class, had some fun. Please let me know down below in the comments if you did, what types of classes you would like to see more of here on my channel. And if you don't know, I also have an app with over 450 classes just like this, plus yoga, bar, yoga sculpt, and lots more. So if you'd like to check it out, there's a 7-day free trial for all new members, and I would absolutely love to have you. I also do once a month live Zoom class there, so if you want to connect with me in real time, that's a great way to do it. All right, thank you so much for being here again. I appreciate you so, so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.